I thought, where I was at, I was pretty good, but I wasn't educated enough. That's when I came across you, got into the school, man. It was great. Everything was laid out from A to Z. And then from that point on, man, it really depends on you as a business owner to take it up a notch. You got to learn, you got to study. That's what I did. I put the work in, man. And then now we're here. As soon as I got done studying, that second week, I ended up doing 15K just in funding outside the credit repair. And I made 43K last month.
Yo. So we back with another one. We got my guy Wale here, man. Wale is another success story from the academy. Becoming a business loan broker and running his funding company. He's been able to hit 40K a month right now, bro.
Yes,
Killing
sir.
it and crushing it, man. So just want to ask you a couple questions, man, and just give the people some real feedback of, how you got into this space and different things like that. But definitely want to give you a chance to introduce yourself, brother. So first thing I'm going to ask you is, can you briefly describe your business and what you do?
Okay, man. So in my business, I have a full-on consulting company. So what we do is we help others, with their credit. Once we got their credit in the right situation to where they need to be in order to lead a 9 to 5 or to scale a business, I then go ahead and go to my connects that I have at Chase, Truist, American Express, and Bank of America. And what we do is with the underwriters, if they meet all the requirements for funding, we get them 0% interest cards for a total of 18 months.
Perfect, man. Look, that's the best type of money. 0% interest money, right?
Yes, sir. It is.
Heck yeah. So second thing, man, is can you share where you were before and then after working with us in terms of revenue growth?
Absolutely, man. So before I even came to Steadman and his company, I was just doing credit repair, mainly probably generating maybe $10,000 to $15,000 a month, which is cool. It's okay. But after that, I knew in order for my company to take the next step, man, I had to add this funding aspect to my business. I paid maybe like roughly $15,000 to $20,000 already in mentorship. It was okay, but it wasn't exactly what I had needed, right? Came across a couple of your reels on Instagram for your ads. I was like, okay, as a business owner, we know we always got to take that risk, right? We got to take that risk to get to the next level. So I said, okay, boom. The price, it was good enough for me to get going. And then after that, man, I think I took 2 to 3 weeks of just studying and going through all your modules, your labs, and all the Zooms that we had every other week. And then after that, man, the rest was history. I think as soon as I got done studying, that second week I ended up doing 15K just in funding outside the credit repair. And I think to end the month off, we had over $500,000 in approvals, and I made 43K last month.
Let's get it. That's what it's all about, man. Growing. So I
Absolutely.
know you mentioned that you were in the credit repair space before getting into the funding space. So we get a lot of people that are interested, but kind of give me your process or what made you want to get into the funding space, even though you already were doing pretty good in the credit repair space alone.
For me, as a business owner, it's all about making that jump, right? And eventually, I want to hit those 100K months. And I knew, having the credit repair business just alone by itself, I was going to be capped. One of my best months doing credit repair, we did roughly like 25K, but I was trying to figure out, man, what else am I missing? Is it me? Is it my systems? Is it my team? No, it wasn't. It's about creating those multiple revenues within that business that you're in yourself. So that's when I got into the whole funding space. I went with you, and it's probably one of the best decisions that I ever made.
Appreciate it, man. And like I said, let's keep it real with the people, man. As far as like, what were some challenges you feel like you faced before? Like, as far as maybe trying to do funding yourself before joining the academy, or just lead generation. Like, what were some challenges you faced before? Did you feel like the only way to get past that was posted on social media? But kind of give me some challenges you faced before and how you were able to overcome it once you joined the academy, man.
Absolutely. So some challenges that I have faced before joining the academy, obviously the content, how to post, when to post, and then what people don't realize as well, man, you need to know how to fill out an application. For me, what I thought it was just going and filling out, okay, they got a 700 credit score, you can get automatically approved, which that wasn't even the case. You need to know what time to fill it out, you need to know what numbers to use, and you need to know exactly what banks will give you, those 0% interest. I didn't really know that. So not only I was messing over my company and my business, but I also screwing over, the clients as well. Because you can't guarantee them 20,000, 25,000, and then they come back with a $5,000 credit limit, right? So I was like, okay, cool. I need to keep educating myself. I thought, where I was at, I was pretty good, but I wasn't educated enough. So, and I'm not afraid to admit that. So that's when I came across you, got into the school, man. It was great. Everything was laid out from A to Z. And then from that point on, man, it really depends on you as a business owner to take it up a notch. You got to learn, you got to study. That's what I did. I put the work in, man. And then now we're here.
100%, bro. We here and we ain't going back. So
No,
now,
sir.
so now I got a hot take, right? So I was in the credit repair space for a while before as well. I got up to like 375 clients, so I was really doing that at full scale, right? Once I got into the funding space, it made me look at just money different, right? Because we all know with
Yep.
credit repair, the fulfillment time sometimes takes a little longer, and it's only so much you can technically really charge when it comes to that service, right? So
Absolutely.
now being on the other side on the funding, how do you look at credit repair now? To me personally, I'll explain my take on it. For me to do credit repair for somebody, it has to really make sense. Like it has to
Yep.
be like I'm sending them to funding or whatever the case, or I'm really just doing a good deed. I'm not just taking everybody that wants credit repair anymore. But now that you've been
Exactly.
able to excel in funding, like what's your perspective on credit repair? Just offering that now, to your clients.
Absolutely. So just being full transparency, bro. Ever since I got with you, I'm not gonna lie, I've had closed all my credit repair books. I'm not gonna lie, bro. So honestly, just like you said, bro, it has to make sense. So if I get a client that has like more than 5, 6 derogatory remarks, honestly, I don't take that client in. Just being full transparency with them, like, hey, this may be a 6 to 12 month process. So at that point, I go back in. Now, let's say they got 1 or 2 items on there. Okay, I know I can get that done maybe in like 2, 3 weeks max, dealing with the type of letters that I have. And then that way I know they'd be eligible for funding that following month. So at that point, I'm like, okay, cool. You can go ahead and join my credit repair program. But just being honest, man, I am stepping away from that. And I want to go ahead and full scale, man, the funding company.
That's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. I always tell people like those 6 to 12 months you can be struggling with a credit repair client, that can be time that you can be putting back in marketing to generate, what I'm saying, funded leads. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I always look at it like that from a time aspect. So based on the results you have so far, right? You've been killing it. Where do you see your business in the next 6 to 12 months from a revenue wise, right? Where do you see your business? What months, what I'm saying, you see ahead of you in the next 6 to 12 months on what you want to hit?
Man, if I'm being transparent, man, and just being honest, 6 to 12 months, man, I want to be doing 100K a month. Like now I'm at the point to where, okay, we did this 45K month. Okay, now what's the next step? Do we have to hire? Let's add in certain systems. Keep in mind, guys, I didn't have any systems in place, no teams on the back end, man. This was just me so wholeheartedly posting, reaching out, trying to get referrals, affiliates, going to different job postings, going to different businesses, man. This was me just hustling by myself. Now that I know I can get it done organically, now let me try to put ads behind it, systems behind it. So I know eventually I can get 100K. We can start doing $100,000 a month, man, in the next 6 to 12 months. That's the goal.
100%. It's definitely achievable, brother. And I'm saying that from real life experience. You definitely can get there, man. Another thing I want to ask you. So, after getting into the funding space, joining the academy, what surprised you about becoming like a business loan broker? Like, were there any misconceptions that you had on the industry before coming in? And then, like, what did it end up being in reality once you joined? You start really securing some clients and funding some deals.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. So for me, you know how you always just see on the internet, oh, as soon as you walk in, new LLC, you can go get $50,000. The banks will give you that, right? And I was a victim of that. Because you see, like I said in the beginning, I wasn't getting these clients at $50,000 or those $20,000 guaranteed just because of, man, there are strictly steps and requirements that you had to be at in order to qualify for these business loans, business credit cards, 0% interest cards, etc. Right? So when I got into the academy, that's when I started to learn. I started to educate myself. So I'm like, okay, sometimes it's best for you to go ahead and find out yourself than just going to go ahead, buy and see what they're selling on the internet.
100%, 100%. And since you joined, were you surprised by the results after joining the academy? Like when you first came in, did you was like, I'm gonna just take a risk to see how this goes, or did you know like once you was in, this was going to be which what it ended up being, which you hitting the 40K month, man?
I'm not gonna lie. I followed you for a little minute, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was probably following you for maybe like 4 to 6 months before I even tapped in with you. And I knew I was gonna get somewhere, but I didn't think it was gonna be that fast. I'm thinking, okay, let me go ahead and still do credit repair for the next 3 months while I'm still getting this funding side together. I'm thinking, okay, I'll be cool with 10 to 15,000 just from the funding because I know I'm still making 10 to 15 grand a month from the credit repair side. So I was cool with 25, 30K a month. And then I'm like, oh snap, as soon as I started rolling the application, actually start to apply the knowledge that I learned, I'm like, okay, it's a no brainer. So I was really surprised on how fast, man, everything went when I joined the academy.
Perfect, perfect. And then we're about to wrap this thing up, but two more questions for you, man. If someone's on the fence about joining the academy, what would you tell them?
Join it, no brainer. Join it, no brainer. Don't second guess, no hesitations, man. Just shoot that shot. Shoot it like Curry.
I hear it. I hear it. And then last thing, man. Any final thoughts you want to share with the viewers? It can be talking to the younger version of you. You know what I'm saying? That may be overthinking. But any last or final thoughts you want to share with anybody before you wrap this thing up, man?
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. Never stop investing, never stop believing in yourself. Just because one business, has a failure, doesn't mean that business failure or venture is not going to pan out for you. I feel like everybody has those own different battles. They have their own different paths. So, whether or not you want to do something, man, go ahead and do it. Put your 100% into it because you never know what's on the end.
Yes, sir.
Keep going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna leave it at that. All right, guys. So I've been good. He's been great. It's another success story.